Hello, YouTube. I'm back with another rant. It seems as if when I have my rants, I'm driving. I do my best ranting while I drive. I wanted to talk a little bit about the incident in San Bernardino. I wanted to kind of jump on that before the staunch anti-gun activists have had a chance to position themselves. And I wanted to say that in the wake of this tragedy, there's probably going to be attempts, once again, politically, through Washington, to try to make yet another point about how guns are dangerous and we have to get them off the streets. So what I'm going to say is, I don't want anybody to even think about talking for me. I speak for myself. I serve proudly in the United States Army. I am a trained firearms user, owner, carrier, and I'll be damned if I'm going to have some holier-than-thou activist stand up in a public forum and tell me what's good for me. So before we start seeing all the YouTube videos and all the news reports and everything about how this is another example of somebody who shouldn't have a gun, let's remember something. This is someone who shouldn't have a gun and got it illegally. All the news reports told you. He had a criminal background, a drug background, and a mental health issue. He was married to his wife for 3 months and she dumped him because she knew something was wrong with this guy. Something was probably a little wrong with her not to be able to realize that sooner before you married the piece of shit. And of course the news spins it a little bit to say he was distraught because he just got dumped after being married for 3 years or 3 months. Guess what? Here's a little shock for you. I've been married for 20 years and I just got dumped. But I'm not running around the streets with an illegal weapon shooting up a bunch of kids at a schoolhouse. Why is that? Because I'm not a crazy mixed up lunatic piece of shit. That's why. It's as simple as that. This guy who caused all these problems in San Bernardino would have never have been able to legally purchase or procure a firearm, no matter what state he lived in. He's got the 3 strikes. He's a crackpot, he's a crackhead, and he's got a criminal background. Any of us walking around in the street that you either know or don't know has a weapon on him has gone through those checks, have been trained with their firearms, are responsible and good people. We're the people that you're going to thank when the shit hits the fan at your local convenience store and some piece of shit comes in there wielding some weapon to try to hold the place up and points it at your face, and then out of nowhere somebody pops up to your rescue. 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be the police. They can't get there quick enough. They're heroes in their own right, don't get me wrong. But unless they're standing right there in the store as it's happening, they're no help. So rather than ridiculing and trying to impose your morals and values, think about who you'd rather be standing in line at that convenience store with. Me? Or the other guy who came in pointing that gun in your face, trying to take your shit. I think the answer's pretty clear. And if it's not, then you need to check yourself out. So what I'm going to say is, to all the people who suffered a loss in San Bernardino a couple of days ago, my thoughts and my prayers go out to you and your entire family and all your loved ones. You are the victims of a heinous, horrible crime committed by a heinous, horrible person. Let's find the person or persons who supplied this piece of shit with his weapon in the first place. Let's do that investigation. Let's find out what prompted them to give them that weapon. A revolver that killed his estranged wife, an 8-year-old child, and wounded another child. Let's place the blame where it belongs, and let's stop trying to impose these rules on the people that it doesn't pertain to. I carry to protect myself, my family, my loved ones, and anyone else around me who may need it. And that could very well be you, Mr. Soapbox, Mrs. Soapbox Stander. So you're not weakening a person with your imposition of your morals and your values. You're weakening an entire country who's not going to sit back and allow the pieces of shit to take it over. We're going to stand up and fight for what's ours and what we believe in. And unfortunately, sometimes you got to use things that make loud noises and go bang. And that's all I have to say about that. Y'all have a great day.